Okay. So, as you notice, we're standing, which is because typically in concert percussion, they tend to stand rather than sit because it looks more active. So, now that we're standing, this is our first thing. Let's talk about how to set up a snare pad.
Okay.
So that's why we have this handy dandy case, which takes me outside the lens of view. Oh well.
Okay, I can see what you're doing.
Why, thank you. So we have a whole bunch of different parts in here. We have the actual snare pad that you play on. And we have these fancy metal things that come together to make the stand. So this one, with the black things on the bottom, acts as a tripod.
Right.
And you can adjust it if you need, if it's too tall or too short. And I'll set it up for you, and then I'll take it apart and have you set it up yourself.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. So you can tighten that other snare. It stays pretty good if you don't tighten it, but I'd recommend it for good measure. And then this goes in here.
Okay.
It's the same thing with this. If you loosen it, it goes down.
Okay.
You put it about where you want, and then tighten that.
Okay.
And then the actual snare pad has a screw hole in the back, so you can put it in there, and then kind of turn it. Right.
Sweet.
So when you stand up, it should be about waist high. So seems pretty good.
Okay. And then if it's not, can you just adjust it here?
Yes.
To go down. And up.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. So if I take this apart and have you do it, you think you can do it?
Yes.
All right. Let's give it a shot. Great. The pieces are on the ground. Go for it.
Okay. So.
It's all right.
Does it have to go all the way? Oh, that's good.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
So, the basic posture for playing, regardless of grip now, is just, it's pretty relaxed. It's almost like your arms are just down at your side. So you a lot of times see people tense up with their shoulders or stick their elbows out, look like a chicken.
And you just don't want to.
No, it's extra work.
Okay.
So the way we're going to learn is called matched grip. Because there are two kinds of grip with percussion sticks.
Okay.
There's traditional, which is kind of like you're grabbing in between these fingers.
Okay.
And they use that more like marching percussion and some concert percussion, but match grip is a little bit simpler, easier to learn.
Okay.
And the way they do that is, you see these numbers on here, the 5A?
Mm-hmm.
So you put your thumb underneath that and kind of curl your index finger on and allow these to grip it, but not as tightly. And then you do the same with this. It's called match because they look the same on either side.
Got it. Okay.
And you want to hold really tight between your thumb and your index finger, otherwise they can slip and whack all over the pad or each other.
Right.
So, give it a shot. Let's see what it looks like. Alright, yeah. So now bring your arms more down to your side. And I would even curl your wrist a little more. Yeah, you should.
Do you want these to be facing up like this? No, you don't.
the numbers, or
Does it matter?
the way your wrists are turned.
Right.
Well, you should be able to see your pinky knuckle.
Oh, okay.
I should have clarified that. So yeah, they're going to be out a little bit and still kind of relaxed. It almost just feels like your wrist are the only things holding your arm up.
Okay.
So now we talk about where to hit the pad, because it just kind of looks like a white circle.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to a regular snare drum, the more you get around the edge, it's going to be a lighter, softer sound and a little bit tinnier.
Mm-hmm.
And then the closer you get to the center, it's going to get fuller and louder until you get dead center, when it just sounds dead. So you want to be just a little bit off center. So I'll try and hit it a couple times. Alright, maybe step back just a little bit. Can you...
That
feel good?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Alright, so when you talk about the wrist motion with hitting it, you know when you say like bye or wave bye to someone, you only really use the wrist?
Right.
It's kind of the same way when you're playing percussion. You only really feel the wrist part moving.
Okay, so your arm is in the
Yeah.
middle. So that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay.
Okay. So now it feels a little bit funky with your left hand, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's try hitting it with the right hand 4 times and see how that feels, and then
And then hit with the left hand.
left hand 4 times. Okay.
Did I do? I feel like I'm doing something.
Okay, maybe step just a little bit closer. Alright. So how about this? I'll set a metronome for you. Do you know what metronome is?
Yes.
Alright. Everyone loves those fancy BB things. I'm going to set it to 80, which means 80 beats per minute.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear that?
Do you want me to do it to that? Just 4 for each?
Yes. Okay, now again. Alright. So now let's try 2 on your right hand and then 2 on your left hand.
Okay.
Alright. Let's do that again. And again. Okay. So what I'm noticing is that
Am I moving my arms while I do it?
like when you hit it with your right hand, you'll back off a little bit with your left. So then you have to reach a little bit forward.
Oh, so they should just be here the whole time.
Yeah. So would it be alright with you if I tried to demonstrate?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Everyone loves playing drums. Right. So they kind of stayed about the same place. You know, it's kind of just like you fell and then your arms just kind of fall down.
Mm-hmm.
And something's kind of holding you up like a string, I guess.
Yeah.
And you have your death grip with your thumb and your ring finger.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was noticing with you a little bit was almost be like.
Okay.
So see if we can do 2 with your left and 2 with your right, and then repeat until I tell you to stop, and see if you can keep your arms in the same place.
Okay.
Go. Good. Okay. So now let's talk about what the difference is between a stroke and a tap.
Okay.
Let's back up really quick. So, a stroke is just a full...
Do you want...
Sure. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. So a stroke is about 10 to 12 inches off, so you're allowing it to go all the way back up in your wrist. And then a tap is about 2 to 4 inches off, so you keep it pretty far down.
Okay.
So if I were to tap it, and then a stroke, And you can hear the difference in the sound, right?
Right.
That was louder. Alright, so let's do 4 taps with your right hand, and then 4 strokes with your right hand, and then 4 taps with your left hand, and then 4 strokes with your left hand.
Is that too high?
Okay. I would bring your arms a little bit more forward.
Just kidding.
One thing I didn't bring up earlier is that when your sticks meet, they should meet at about a 90-degree angle. Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause I feel like my elbows.
Okay. So that should give you more.
Is this how high though? Like.
For the stroke?
Yes.
Stroke's pretty high. Yeah. You don't actually move your arm up and down. You just kind of move your wrist as high as it'll go with it. All right. So let's do 2 taps and then 2 strokes with your right hand.
Okay.
And then with your left.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I feel like I'm thinking about it too much.
That's okay. I have that same problem. So maybe try to move back just a little bit on the snare. All right. Yeah. Try it again.